What is going on, guys? I'm Consumer Tech Review, and today we're gonna build the ultimate office keyboard. That means quiet, that means portable, that means Bluetooth. Let's do it. At any point during the video you wanna check out anything that's in this video, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links, but let's get into it. Now, this video actually came from a comment from Cassia, and Cassia says, "Hey, Loss. Hey, love your channel. Your videos got me into mechanical keyboards, and I purchased my first one last year. Akko World Tour 3098. Great, and I absolutely love it. Fantastic. I need your advice. I'm looking for a portable mechanical keyboard for office/travel use, something that's fairly lightweight, can fit in a backpack/large purse, has Bluetooth capability, and has quiet switches. I don't want to disturb office meetings." Well, thanks for the video idea, and we're gonna answer your question here today. And we have two options. So first of all, Akko is a great choice. Here is the 3068B. This is Bluetooth. Overall, it's a fantastic stock keyboard that can be upgraded and modded just a little bit to make it sound like a real custom. However, for what you want, it is Bluetooth, it is small, it is nice and light, you can use it out of the box, but it's a little bit loud. Now, it doesn't sound bad, but that's not quiet. So the option, if you want a totally stock board, would be a keyboard that I actually just reviewed, the Epomaker TH66. This, well, it's quite a bit quieter. So in stock form, you can use this. However, today, that's not what we're gonna be doing. But again, remember, that's an option. It'll be linked below. You can go check it out. This is probably great for office use, work use, and stuff like that. But today, we're gonna be upgrading it to maybe make it even better for the office travel use case scenario. It's 65%, so you still have those arrow keys for work and stuff like that. But it's still in a small form factor, and it's incredibly durable. Let's get to upgrading. First things first with this board, take the knob off, which just comes right off like that. And then go ahead and take all of those keycaps off. Now, you can keep these keycaps absolutely, but in this video, well, we want it to be a fun transformation, so we're gonna change them. But these are nice and thick, and you can hear it is a fairly quiet board overall, which is great. These also come with lube switches out of the box, so you don't even need to get new switches, but obviously for the video's sake, we are. All right, now with all those keycaps off, we're gonna flip the board over, and you can see here the tabs to get this open. There's literally nothing else that you need to do to get this keyboard open. Super easy to mod. So we're gonna take this plastic pry tool and just pry up on these little things right there. Super, super easy. I love this case design because of this. Look at how easy this is. And you're not hurting any of these opening it. And one more. The last one's always the hardest to get off. All right, but then there we go. It's all popped off, super easy. You could take it off about 100 times. So right there, we got the top. Gonna move these keycaps aside. And now that we have the case open, we have this piece, then we have the bottom right here. Now, we're gonna lift this up. It is connected to a battery because this is Bluetooth wireless. And you can see it's connected to the battery right there. So we're going to disconnect that. Just pull up, and there we go. It's all disconnected. Now, the cool thing is you don't actually need to take this apart right here because, well, there's already dampening between the plate and the PCB. There's EVA foam in between there. That's nice and quiet, nice and dampened for an office use case scenario. But again, like I said, we're gonna change those switches out, so take all of those out. But it's absolutely not necessary because these are pre-lubed, which means they're pretty quiet from the factory. Right, and there we go. Set those aside. And remember, we don't really have to do anything else to this because this is already dampened and ready to put switches in. You also have these right here. These also dampen the space bar. Now, you can choose to take these plate mounted stabilizers out and lube them, re-lube them if you want to. That would probably do a lot to this, but for this video, we're just gonna keep it very simple. Now at this point, we're gonna set both of these pieces aside and we're gonna grab this. Now you can see in the case, they do have some EVA foam, which is a good dampener, but not a great dampener. So we're gonna set this aside and we're not gonna use that again. So you can actually throw it away or save it for a different build. And in this build, we're gonna be using felt. This can be bought really cheaply at Michael's or Amazon. We'll have it listed below. So this is what we're gonna be using for the case dampening. Now you can see the battery right here, so we can't cover that. And also the hole for the on and off switch, we also can't cover that. So we're going to grab some scissors and we're basically gonna cut an outline of this case out. So you can see it kind of goes basically just a big rectangle, and you can see right here, that looks pretty good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of fold this over, but we're gonna do this on the larger side of the case, which is up here. We're gonna try to fold this in. This may take some finagling to see what will actually fit and what won't. Also make sure that you cut out these two little standoff holes in the middle of the case so they pop out nicely just like that. And then I'm literally just going to take this over and fold this over and then do another little cut right here. Now that we got that in, we have to cut out a space for the switch to turn this on and off, which is about right here. You can see on the back, it's right there. So what I'm gonna do is actually just cut into this so that when that is down, that should have some space. Now we just cut a little bit off the top. And as you can see there, pretty much perfect. Now at this point, we're gonna set this aside now, and we're gonna grab our new switches. I am using hand-lubed Akko Jelly Black switches. We're talking about it being quiet. If you want it quiet as possible, hand lube your switches. But again, this comes with pre-lube switches, linear switches, ones that are not tactile. Those are definitely gonna be the quietest, so that's what you're going to want. All right, so go ahead and put these in. All right, and there we go. Here is it all with these switches in. Now we're gonna get our case, bring it back over here. And the first thing we're gonna do is reattach the battery. You can see how easy and simple this is. So reattach that battery, plug that in, and then we can just turn this on just to make sure everything turns on. You can see there it does. Turn that switch back off, and then make sure to press down all of your felt, make sure it's all in the right place, and then flip this over. Now this might be the tricky part because we're gonna have to hold down everything at the same time, and then grab the top piece of the case, put it over top, and then snap that right back down all along the edges. Make sure each piece is snapped in. It looks like we are pretty good. And there we go, all the pieces snapped together. This case is designed so freaking well for being a snap together case. Great design, best design I have seen. All right, now get our knob, put our knob back on there. Now ready for keycaps. Now for keycaps, here is an important thing. We are using Drop's DCX profile keycaps today, and they are very similar to cherry profile keycaps. Now, as a rule, the lower the profile, the quieter it's going to be. Now, this is not always true, absolutely not, but I mean, a bigger keycap is just going to reverberate sound, well, more than a thinner keycap. So we're using cherry profile, which is a fairly thin profile, or not actually cherry profile, but DCX, which is Drop's version kind of cherry profile. So very similar. And this is a south-facing LED except for the top row, but there's no interference there. So we're going to be using these keycaps, which will also look very cool for like an office situation. People are gonna look at it and be like, that's awesome, but it doesn't look childish. So let's go ahead and put the keycaps on. And guys, there we go. These are a bunch of very simple mods with a keyboard that now looks like this. Very awesome. You get to personalize it, and all the lighting and everything still works on, still turns on, obviously. You have your battery with the switch down here, but let's get a listen to the sound, and then we're gonna do a full sound test, but this is kind of how it is. Kind of interested to see how it goes. Oh yeah, very quiet. Held right up to the mic, very nice. A very good sound for an office use case scenario. And look at how easy that was to mod. Really, you're just adding some dampening to the case. You can add new switches and new keycaps if you want to, but you don't really need to. In stock form, it's a great thing to travel with because it's got a battery, it's got Bluetooth, 2.4 gigahertz USB dongle, fantastic, strong build quality. I'm trying to flex this right now. It's not flexing. It's light, it's pretty lightweight. It's a little bit heavier than most plastic cases, but it's robust and you know it's not gonna break. So the Epomaker TH66 will be my recommendation, and obviously if I was going to do this for myself, I would mod it something like this. Again, if you wanna check out anything I used in this video or just the TH66, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds really good, actually. I knew this keyboard was gonna be so easy to mod. So hopefully, Cassia, this answered your question, and hopefully this is the keyboard that will work for you. But again, if you like Akko, you can go with the 3068B. But again, in stock form, this one I think is relatively the same price, and in stock form, it's just a little bit, well, it's quite a bit quieter, and probably an overall better package for a use case scenario. And then modded, that sounds so good. All right, this is a consumer tech review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.